Today we're celebrating my 1 year on YouTube. I'm going to tell you about the things that I've learned, challenges I've faced, and what to expect moving forward, so keep on watching. I'm not going to comment much on the products I'm using. Everything will be listed in the description box below the video. I really just want to focus on today's video. So I want to start with what inspired me to start my channel. And yes, I did have a bit of a bloody lip earlier, just ignore that please. I would say most of my life I've never been quite extroverted, definitely an introvert. It wasn't until I really started surrounding myself with like-minded people that I'm actually quite extroverted with people that I like. And I feel like that aspect alone allowed me to start loving myself, caring about myself, and having confidence in who I am as a person. For years I've watched YouTubers and thinking like I could do this, or even just the project panning, for example, that was stuff I was already doing. It always seemed really fun to see other people's progress and honestly wanting to share my own as well. And I think leading up to that was taking inspiration from other creators of doing self-care, doing my makeup for fun and for me, not because I feel like I'm hideous and I need to hide myself from the world. But honestly, right before YouTube is when I started getting back into makeup. When I was in high school, like middle school, high school is when I wanted to wear makeup, but I wasn't really allowed to. So I would steal it from my mom. I would wear her makeup. And of course I always got caught. But when I did finally start being allowed to wear makeup, it was very minimal, and I mean it wasn't minimal because I just also didn't know how to do my makeup, but it was like 3 products. So I would slather myself in a too dark foundation, I would wear mascara, and then I think eyeliner, like all around my eyes. And even then, when I was wearing makeup, it was more because I had really bad acne as a kid, so I was just using it as a mask to hide who I was because I wasn't happy. Then in college, I kind of wore makeup. I definitely went a few years with not wearing any makeup and just not putting any effort into that. And I do think that there are some benefits to doing that because, you get used to your own face, not wearing makeup. And sometimes that happens to me now where if I go a few weeks with just wearing makeup every single day and then I don't wear makeup, it feels odd. My face, I'm like, oh my god, I have all this redness. And it's like, no, that's just my face. Nothing wrong with it. It's just what my face is. And I've become so illusioned to what I think my face looks like. So I do recommend doing that every now and then, just taking a couple days where you don't wear makeup. For me, this was kind of a few years, and I would say a year and a half before I started my channel is when I kind of started getting into makeup and learning techniques and colors rather than just buying whatever is out. And in no way am I a professional. I am a true DIY girl through and through. And I think that's also part of what inspired my channel, was wanting to share that with others, because I know how expensive it can be to go get your hair done, your nails done, and then absolutely hate what they're doing and feeling like you have no voice to voice your concerns or why you dislike something. I think my personal experiences, as well as seeing some people dabble into the DIY things online, really sparked my interest in wanting to share with others. And then again, of project panning, I got into project panning because of YouTube and I love it so much. I still watch so many other channels that do project panning, and it definitely was part of my inspiration for wanting to start a channel. So what are some of the things that I've learned since having my channel? I would say the biggest thing that I've learned is that I actually am a creative person. I don't know why, but for years I've kind of had this idea about myself that I'm not creative. I have a science background, I work in science, so I always thought myself to be an analytical, data-driven type, which is still true, but it's not a if-then kind of statement. I can be both at the same time. And I think that was, I never really thought about that, even though my whole life I've done things driven by creativity. I mean, before YouTube, I was doing nail designs. I've been coloring my hair since I was a really young kid. Even when I was a child, I played the piano. So I've always had this creative drive within me, but for some reason I had it instilled in me that that's actually not me. I'm learning, even with my really fun and series that I'm doing and just things that are more unique, I think I'm creative. Even now, I feel like I say it with such hesitation, but I mean, I feel that I still do the video types that I want to do rather than what I think will do well. For example, like my project panning does the best, as well as like makeup tour or decluttering, organizing, those do really well. But I'm still doing videos that I'm inspired by, that I want to do, that seem fun. For example, my Halloween video where I did a bald cap, it got like 10 views on when I posted it, and I actually thought it was going to do well. I did it because I wanted to. I do think that is the only way to really succeed in any content creation. Of course, certain stuff is just going to go viral or be what everyone is interested right now, but if you don't care and you're not doing it because of it's a creative outlet or because you enjoy it, it's not going to be fun. It is going to be work. Not to say that it isn't work if you do enjoy it, because it still is. It still takes a lot of effort to write a script, to film, get everything ready, and then edit, and then post. And even then, I do enjoy those things. But sometimes, you know, if I'm so drained, it can be really hard to get myself to get even the energy to do something. Or if I'm just having a horrible day, I don't want to sit in front of a camera and do my makeup and act like I'm not having a bad day, because I am. It still is work, but it's going to be so much harder if you're not actually passionate about what you want to do. And I feel like that kind of dips into my next point of things that I didn't expect from this. And yeah, I kind of thought it would be easy. I kind of went my whole life of watching YouTube and being like, oh, I could do that. I could easily do that. And I mean, yes and no. Like, you can easily just turn on your camera and start yapping, but you can't easily just make a good video or have a topic that people care about or things like that. It's really hard to gauge sometimes what people want to hear, what people want to see, because I'll have a video that I think is going to do well and then it doesn't. I would say I don't think I regret any of the videos that I've done that don't do well, because it's still something that I want to do, and that's kind of part of how you build your community. Of it's based on things that you like or that you're trying to promote, teach, and people who want that will come and find their way. But yeah, I definitely did not expect for it to be much harder, because you have to film it, you have to have the energy to film it, then you need to edit it, and that can take days sometimes. Another challenge I wasn't expecting was, I guess, how much hate people can have. I definitely expected some criticism, and I'm always open to criticism. That's how you grow and develop. But some people will just leave a comment just to be mean, and I don't understand. And it's never about like my looks or related to the video. It always is just mean and like out of place. So I just delete those. Sometimes I argue back and then delete it. But it's just so strange that, I mean, it makes sense, and I've always known this, that people are going to be more vocal and meaner online because they're hiding behind that. But I didn't expect it for such a small channel that I have. So yeah, that definitely was unexpected. On the flip side, I want to talk about some of my favorite memories I've made since having my channel. And I would say the first one was my Halloween video with the bald caps, because even if it didn't do well, I had so much fun filming it. It was really fun, and again, like, it was a creative outlet for me. Not all my videos are based on creativity, like project panning. That's more based on anti-consumerism, being mindful of consumption, but I would definitely say that was my favorite. And it was just really fun in it itself, even if I wasn't filming it. I also went to Starbucks that day. I did film a short. I deleted it because it had 2 views and they were both me. It was me going through the drive-thru in my Maybelline costume. And, you know, it was like a week before Halloween, so no one else is in costume, of course. And in the drive-thru, they can't see you. And I was asking for a latte extra evil. And they had no idea what I was saying until I got up, and then they were dying laughing. And again, like, that is so not me, that is so out there, but I did it for the video, and I ended up getting a free drink out of it, which was really funny, not expected. But another video type that I really enjoyed was Vlogmas. And I've always been one to watch Vlogmas with multiple creators, but I feel like at least the creators that I watch are doing Vlogmas less and less, or they'll do like 1 video a week. So that's kind of made me sad, but I've always wanted to participate, and I feel like it feels like you're participating in that sense. I personally kind of changed it where it's just a video every day because I don't really do much or enough to vlog it. Like, it would just be me hanging out. I don't know if people would actually be interested in that. So I put a few vlogs in there, but it was mostly just other video types. But I had so much fun. I didn't think I was going to be able to actually get a video out every day, but I did. I think just the last Christmas and Christmas Eve were a little tough because that's usually when we do a lot of family stuff. But honestly, I had so much fun doing it, and I do plan on doing that again. And Christmas is one of my favorite holidays, so it makes sense. I was thinking of maybe for this year, maybe doing another one around Halloween or like a week for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure yet. We'll see if I have enough time or anything. One thing I will say that I love the most about YouTube is just building the community. I know I don't get a lot of comments or likes sometimes, but the ones that I do and that aren't just troll comments are some of the sweetest things ever. And it really honestly can be a drive sometimes of, oh my gosh, this one person who I've seen commenting all the time still comments, they're still here, they're enjoying my content, and it's just been really, really nice and so sweet, and it really just has helped me to want to continue. So thank you to all of you who comment, like, watch, subscribe. I appreciate you guys so much. And I've never been the type to be like, oh my god, look how many followers I have or how many subscribers. It's not really me, but it really warms my heart every single time I get a new subscriber. It just makes me feel like someone out there is appreciating what I'm doing, and that is enough for me to continue. So with all that said, what's left for the rest of the year? Well, I do want to wrap up my color season as well as Zodiac series, but those really will just be like once a month videos. But I do have some fun series coming up for next year, and it will probably start at the end of this year. And I do plan to continue my project painting because that is just one that I really, really enjoy and I feel aligns the most with you guys, of using up the products that I have and kind of creating new projects for that. I do want to dabble a little bit in product reviews, but not necessarily all the new stuff, but more so within my own collection of doing very thorough reviews of products that I already have and just comparing it to what I have so that if you're interested in any of those, you can check it out. Also have wanted to do a few of like looking at all the new releases and just telling you my thoughts on if that's something I would purchase or not, and how that can translate to something you already have. And I do plan on doing Vlogmas again. It was so much fun last year. Of course, I'm going to continue with that. And like I mentioned earlier, might do some around like Thanksgiving or Halloween. And I want to hear from you guys. What type of videos do you want to see? Or are there any new project planning you want me to do or product reviews you would like to see? Just let me know. I'm always open to doing something that is more tailored for my audience. So here is the final look to celebrate my 1 year on YouTube. Thank you so much for all of your support, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!